Number 19, who is this player is lower than I would have thought before we did this podcast.
Well, when I originally made this list, he was a few spots higher. He was. But then as I started to dive in deeper and deeper, and again, we're talking about, okay, what he is right now, training camp, whatever. I got to be real and take into account, wait, there's a little injury here with this guy that matters. And that's where we're going to go to number 19, Kyler Murray. All right? 19, Kyler Murray. Hey, this is still an incredible talent in the NFL. Incredible talent who has serious questions, though, about his leadership and his ceiling versus top NFL defenses. That would be my big question about Kyler Murray as we go forward. His talent is better than 19. You know that. That's why you're surprised. I know that. You kind of just said this might be the capped off group. This would be one guy I'd sit here and go, he can rise. He still has top 10 quarterback physical abilities. But we know that there's more than that in being quarterback, One, how can we not question the leadership and some of the stuff that surrounds Kyler Murray right now? Again, is some of it fair? Certainly not. But is it real? Certainly. You can't avoid that, I don't think, right? I mean, you've heard all the stuff. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's too many players, coaches, ex-players, all of that, who all bring up that type of situation, let alone DeAndre Hopkins even talking about, hey, he wants to go to a place with a top quarterback and, all those type of things. So there's just questions about Kyler Murray and his maturity and his ability to lead right now.
So since you're starting right there, let me just throw this at you, because DeAndre Hopkins did also stick up for Kyler Murray. And he said this quote, he goes, Tom Brady will cuss out everyone on the sideline for whatever. That's Tom Brady. But if Kyler does it, it's the talking topic of everything. So I think for him, he's misunderstood. He's a competitor. The dude likes playing basketball. He wants to beat at shooting things in the trash can, ping pong, whatever. And for me, I love it. He's misunderstood because he is so competitive. So there he's trying to give a little bit of a boost
he did. That was great.
That
was great that he stuck up for him that way. It was. It doesn't still change the perception that's out there. And some of that, it's not fair, but some of that is Kyler Murray's own doing too. Some of that's the organization, right? Some of that's Patrick Peterson and what he's said. Some of that's what, other people who have played for Arizona have said behind the scenes a little, right? So we've heard it all.
Well, they have something in your contract that
then
says
the
you
contract
have to watch film. Even though they took that out, it still was a thing.
It still was a thing. And obviously it wasn't a thing because it was not a thing. It was a thing because it was like, hey, we're kind of worried about him in this department, and we'd like to see him improve there. All right? So that's where we are with Kyler Murray. Now, when you talk about the talent of the guy, I mean, again, he's still one of the best runners in the sport. He's dangerous as hell. We know that. He's got an incredibly strong arm still. There's no doubt about that. But what I would say, as of watching last year, and even a little bit from notes I had from 2 years ago, one, accuracy on big-time throws and that has definitely declined. And I think there's some mechanical things there, but he lets his arm get so far behind him at times and angles where I'd go, no other quarterback in football does that. In fact, you don't ever see anybody throwing a football does it. It's really kind of a baseball motion. And at times that can lead him to, I told you before we started the show, like a 20-yard crosser, right? Where you might go, oh, he's open and the ball's just a little off target. And to me, a lot of the times is because of the way his mechanics are. It's just a lot of moving parts to throw the ball at times. Now, he's still got a quick release. Like I said, it's an explosive arm. But it goes more into, we hit the leadership. Okay, we know the arm's good. We know the running's good. But what I still worry about is his size in the pocket. He can't always see in the pocket. I see a few plays, every 10 drop back passes where I go, ooh, that guy's kind of open over the middle. He needs to throw that. Or this guy's about to come open, and you got a little pressure, just slide and make the throw. But he will just, it's like, oh, I got a little pressure, and then he just looks to run or make a move, right? Or maybe find the shorter throw. And to me, that's where some plays and some opportunities are left on the field, let alone where I question, and what we talked about here to start with the statement, can Kyler Murray win ugly games? Can he win ugly games 17-14? It's tough. You got to hang in the pocket. The pocket's collapsing every play. And, there's some plays where the guy's open and you're just going to have to take the shot and get hit and throw the 20-yard curl route, right? There's too much of that does not happen in his game, where I want to go, and this is what always helps me when I watch them consecutively, because then these are the little things where I go, well, we're going to talk about some other guys here in front of him. Then I go, yeah, they don't have his physical ability, but I could show you 8 or 10 plays that are similar to what he's got, and they just stand in there and make the throw. And they go, so what? It's tight. I'm going to get hit, but I'm big, and I can handle that. And those are the things I question about him a little bit as we go along here.
Yeah, he statistically had his worst year. His team was 3-8. He has yards per attempt were 6.1, yards per completion were 9.1, passer rating of 87. You see what he's done here from 2019 to 2022.
He was off this year
and got hurt, and some of the throwing too. That dates back a couple years. You've been talking about that a while.
2 years now.
Shoulder injury,
right?
And then ever since then, you're like, it doesn't quite look the same.
It does. I feel like he tweaked his mechanics a little during that shoulder injury to probably deal with the pain or the discomfort or whatever, and hasn't got back into what he was when he was in his first year of the NFL or first 2 years in the NFL. So that is something. And, again, he's got a quick release. I know he can hit little 5-yard out routes, but you know what I always talk about. I mean, those power throws, those explosive plays, those are the biggest things in the sport right now. Yeah. And you can't miss 15-yard out routes or 20-yard in cuts, whether you miss the throw or you can't see, or you're just a little, hey, I'm small and I'm impatient in the pocket. Again, that's a reality, but it can't be an excuse. And those are things that, he has to improve on in my opinion.
Do you think he will be able to show some different things now? Because Cliff Kingsbury is gone. The GM that drafted him is gone now, which might be a good, who knows right there, right? You might be a make or break it year when we see Kyler come back. Homie Tanner Morris tweeted me. He goes, have a feeling we're going to be seeing Kyler's name here soon on the countdown. Gannon should bring some of the concepts from Philly, and offensive coordinator Drew Petzing should bring that Stefanski scheme from Cleveland so that Kyler will learn a new offense for the first time in years. What does Kyler need to show to keep them from using all their draft ammo next year to get Caleb Williams and prove that he is the quarterback of the future?
See, that's the thing. That's the other thing that's out there, right? So this is like, a lot of people, this is where we're talking about like, hey, this is a big year. This is it right here.
Even though he did just sign a 5-year, $230 million extension.
Right.
There's always ways to
finagle, get out of it, right? But this is where he's on the clock is ticking type of thing, because we talk about, if they don't play well and, maybe he doesn't look the best coming off an injury and, oh no, now he can't run the same. And again, an injury is why he's at 919 too. Yeah. One of his greatest attributes has been taken away. He's not going to be as mobile as he is right now. So I got to kind of see that a little bit, but just all of that perception, all of those type of things, I think are all surrounding what we're talking about a little bit. Maybe a lack of maturity, a lack of detail, whatever you want to be. I'm not trying to be too judgmental. I'm a big fan of Kyler Murray. People, you should know that if you listen to me. But I think those are real things that are surrounding him, let alone, hey, we've talked about always. There's certain teams in football that would never have Kyler Murray as a quarterback. They don't believe in that small quarterback because of the things I'm saying. Hey, when we play a good team in the NFC playoffs or whatever, we don't, and the speed sweeps and the screen passes are away, and man, life is tough, and you got to stand in there and make, throws, right? Can he do that? And that's, I still think, a big question around the NFL is whether Kyler Murray can win tough December, January football games against the elite teams in the NFL.
And I do think you're seeing the narrative switch on him a little bit. I do think people want to see if Kyler Murray can be that quarterback.
Right.
Your friends over at Bleacher Report recently named Kyler the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Gary Davenport over there says he has yet to post a 4,000-yard passing season. He was 14th in the league in passing yards, 12th in touchdowns in his last full season. He's 6 games under 500 as a starter, and his lone playoff start was an absolute catastrophe. Now, he also said that he's not bad by any means, but he's just not that
It's
elite,
a lot of hype.
1-1, like the guy that's like could one day. I think maybe a couple years ago, people were saying, what are the quarterbacks playing right now who you could see as possible MVPs in the league? And I think Kyler Murray was a popular answer.
Sure, and I'm not going to hold him out on that conversation.
You think that's still within the realm of possibilities?
I do. I'm not giving up on that. I'm not. There's still too much ability. There is, but for all the things that was just said right there, those are all real questions. They are. Let alone, decisions, handling yourself, right body language that permeates through your team, the right attitude on the sideline. Yeah, all of that's real. And DeAndre Hopkins is right. Yeah, he gets held to a different standard. I mean, yeah, Brady gets to say things and people go, oh, what a great leader. And we've talked about this. Other guys say things and they go, oh, man, how could he be like that? It's not always fair that way. But that is the facts of the matter right now. And, to the point of what Bleacher Report said and some of that, I think that's what, jumps out when you watch some of the stuff there where, yeah, again, there's a lot of good plays and highlight plays and wow plays, but there's not enough of the consistent B-plus plays that you need, right? That's what I'm saying. He's got a lot of the A-plus and A's where you go, what a run, what a throw.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. But it's like, hey, this one just, little subtle slide to the right and stand in there and throw the in-cut. But instead we're, oh, no, looking down and we got to run. And it's like, no, you're good. Just stand there, throw it, right? And those are the plays that are being missed right now, and I think those lead to some of those numbers that are lacking.
Yeah, he's got an overall grade maybe of a B+, but he never gets a B+. It's either A or C or D.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly right. I think that's a good way to put it.
So we don't know when he's going to come back.
Nope.
He's currently rehabbing from that ACL, so that's TBD, but we'd like to see him back because we'd like to see Kyler Murray play, and we'd like to see him move up this list, perhaps.
We would. Yo, thanks for watching, homies. It's the off season, but there's no off season for us here at Unbuttoned. Me, Ahmed Fareed, we're going to hit all the stories. So hit subscribe for us, okay? We got a ton coming up. My draft prospect rankings, my Simms top 40 quarterback countdown, and videos of me and NFL QBs playing catch and talking about their development and mechanics. Again, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. See you soon.